Tom's just getting his glasses, ladies.
Good afternoon, good morning, I said good afternoon. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Hey, I wish that
Good morning, should I say as he goes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be.
Come on, mate. He's a good lad. Right, someone's already here. Someone's already said hi to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, lads.
Can you read it? Probably I can't see it from here.
Hello, Claude. A guy called Harvey. Oh, mate, they also. They're all looking forward to your like I said, what you got to say. I hate Man United more than I love my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. That bad day, mate.
Good morning, Roy. Good morning.
What did England
Roy
need
Jones.
to do today? He's a cricket fan. A cricket fan just asked Emre just asked what's England need to do today.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the cricket. Let's talk about the cricket. 281 for 8.
271 for 8, yeah.
271 for 8, sorry. They were, when I looked at the thing, 175 for 3. What happened?
What happens with England is that a lot of players don't get good starts and they don't see them through. You know, like Australia were struggling, and like Joe Root got dropped 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, like he got dropped by first he was dropped by Siddle, and then he was dropped by Payne, and then Steve Smith, the man of the moment, dropped him as well. So he had 3 lives, and he got a good start, got a 57, then he got bowled off stump by Cummins. But it was not just Joe Root. Rory Burns had a great start, but again, Rory Burns is very susceptible to that short ball. And then Ben Stokes had a great start. And then, you know, Mitchell Marsh, much maligned in Australia. You know, he defies opinion in Australia, because I think people in Australia think that he's got his place because of his dad, Swampy Marsh. But one thing about Mitchell Marsh, he's got loads of talent. But the thing about Australian cricket is that if you don't do it and you show a lack of consistency, they'll drop you. You know what I mean?
World News was asking you, thank you for that, World News, by the way. He was asking you, how are you?
All right.
He's asking you, Australia on top, you think, or?
I think you would think. No, water, please. Water.
I'll have another.
So people in cricket, basically in terms of Australia, I think it's signed 50-50, because I think Australia had them at 221 for 8, and then Joss Butler's got a quick 50, so he's managed to see him through. If Australia can get, if England can get to about 300, and someone stays Joss Butler, I think it's,
isn't it? Because I'm not being funny, both are batting really poorly at the moment. So, and England, I think, have the advantage of batting first. I think that's a big advantage, isn't it?
Well, it was a very strange decision by Tim Payne to put England in, because, you know, if you look at the Oval, you know, on, like I said, day 3, 4 and 5, it becomes a good batting pitch. Well, maybe Tim Payne's thinking is that on day 2 and 3, maybe they can post a big score, get, you know, about 500 or 600, and then what they could do is kind of bat England and game out the second innings. So what Payne's doing, he's relying on his bowlers to get England out very cheaply. So what he's going to be looking for today is from quick wickets. You know, hopefully by 12 o'clock he'll have his team, Australia, getting batting, and they post a big score. But what Tim Payne's going to need, he's going to need a big score from David Warner, because this series, David Warner's only got 79 runs in all the 4 tests, so he needs to improve. And someone other than Steve Smith needs to get runs for the Australians. But in terms of England, it's all about the bowling, because, you know, you can't just rely on Archer and Broad, especially just Broad. You know, Wokes has got to come to the party. And, you know, Sam Curran playing at home at the Oval.
Is that Anderson still out? Yeah.
Anderson's out for the rest of the series. Yeah. So I think they're trying to get Anderson fit for the tours of New Zealand and South Africa. But talking about that as well, England needs to win this as well, because what a lot of people don't realise, it's the inaugural ICC Test Championship. So every match counts towards that championship. At the moment, India have won a two-game series, 2-0 in the West Indies, and Australia 2-1 up. So what they're looking at now is that Australia are looking to go 3-1 up, or so they can win their first series officially since 2001, but also to get points towards that ICC Test Championship. Because, you know, like I said, what's going to happen is that it started this year in 2019, it culminates in 2021 in June, and there's a final at Lords between the 2 best teams. And it's kind of like the Sheffield Shield in Australia, where it's the 4-day game, the top 2 teams get the final, play play the final, a 4-day game final, and that's how you get the Shield. So the Test Championship is like something like the Sheffield Shield in Australia.
By the way, World Boxing News, he thinks Australia are on top. I'm not sure. I think it's still in the balance, mate. I'm still think it's in the balance. I think it's.
Well, if they get some quick wickets today, I think what Australia need to do is get some runs quickly.
Yeah.
You know, sort of trying to get 200 leads, and then who knows? They can put England under pressure.
I don't with their batting at the moment. I only can see Steve Smith at the moment, and if he doesn't produce, I don't see whether.
Well, Labuschagne's showed a bit of form, and Wade's capable, but I think what Wade does is that Wade gets some good starts, but then he gets somehow gets himself out.
Right. Good morning, says Kenny Key Wise says good morning. Yeah, well, so weekend ahead. You've given your predictions the other day. Arsenal against Watford. How would you go on that? I mean,
Well, I think
is Granit Xhaka injured at the moment? Or something?
I have no idea because
Someone said he picked up an injury, or is he on baby duty? I don't know.
Well, I think the thing about it, right, is that one thing we have to accept as football fans now is that with modern technology and modern life. No, I'm all right, mate. What we have to accept now is that it's one of the situations, like in any workplace, you are going to get things like, men are going to get paternity leave. So why not in football? But the thing about football is that they're training for 2 or 3 hours a day. They could get a couple of days off from training because your body, you can't have that intensity for 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And so you are getting time off, and ultimately there's match day. So in essence, it's a part-time hours, but for 24 hours, 24/7, you are a footballer because obviously your eating and your lifestyle. Your eating and your lifestyle, it has to be, like I said, of the premium. So I don't understand what they're saying. But saying that, I'm not against him having paternity leave, but I personally.
You can take 9 months off as well.
But one thing is, if he's injured, then that gives a place to Joseph Willett who's signed a new contract, by the way. A game on Sunday. One thing we've got to do with Watford, we've got to be ruthless with them. 100% ruthless. They've got no confidence. Doesn't matter whether Chico, Sanchez Flores is their manager now. The fact of the matter is that they haven't recovered from the FA Cup final. Basically, because what's happened, right, is that since that final against Man City where they lost 6-0, their results have gone south. Their results weren't great even before then, but on a serious level, Watford, they're there for the taking. I don't care whether Troy Deeney's playing or whether they're going to be up for it. Of course they're going to be up for it. But one thing Arsenal need to do is be on the front foot, press them out of the game, and like I said, get numbers forward. We score early there, it's the end of the game. They've got no confidence whatsoever. It doesn't matter how Sky tried to sort of sell it up, how basically people on the panel will say, oh yeah, this Arsenal team's successful and they've got local owners, and if you're getting amongst them, you can upset them. Let me tell you now, the team with the fragile confidence is Watford, not Arsenal. Our results ain't that bad. We had the sort of defeat against Liverpool, but if you look at our performances, Newcastle, we did what we had to do to win. Burnley, most of Burnley was great. Second half against Tottenham, we played well. First half went great. So I don't see. I'll be very, very surprised if we don't get anything other than a comfortable win on Sunday.
Well, we should do. I mean, it's perfect opportunity. Bottom of the league, aren't they? I mean, only early days, but they don't look. They look like a side that, as you say, lacking in confidence. And it's an good early goal. I think we'll.
100%. 100%. The fact of the matter is that we mustn't do anything in the game to encourage them to sort of encourage their fans, encourage them to think that they can get a result against us. This is the time where Arsenal got to say, right, we're not a soft touch. Teams who've had bad form have also always look forward to playing Arsenal because we make mistakes and give them the confidence. What we're going to do is bury Watford's confidence.
Yeah. I think it's think it's a perfect opportunity to get a few more points. We've got Villa next week. We can get 2 good wins on the trot.
Yeah. You've got to take one game at a time.
Takes us to Old Trafford, where I know our record.
No, that's too far ahead.
Eh?
You still got, Watford are going to be up for it. They're going to be game, but we've got to concentrate on Watford, and then after Watford, then we can look forward to Aston Villa. Then we can look forward to Nottingham Forest in the League Cup, and then Man United. It's got to be one game at a time. Then what we do at Arsenal is that we think I think it's not just Arsenal, but it's all the clubs really, and English clubs play Watford first before you play Villa and Man United. That's how I look at it. Watford's got to be the alpha and omega. As far as I'm concerned, Watford is our biggest game this season. Maybe not on paper, but it's the next game. So that's why we need to concentrate on it this Sunday.
Yeah, even noticing how much sugar I'm putting in my coffee, which is they're looking after my health for me.
Well, like I said, you're well loved, mate.
Sadiq, good morning, Sadiq.
Good morning, mate.
The best. What kind of pizza is it? Is in one. The best duo on live stream. Thank you very much. I don't think who's it? I can't see it, but someone said these messages go up so quick. Will Emery go defensive? He won't go defensive.
He doesn't need to.
I can't see that.
He doesn't need to.
And if he does, then these serious questions need to be asked.
It's not a case of it's his prerogative to pick a team not to lose. But I just think that Watford are there for the taking, and we should obliterate them and obliterate confidence. And that's not me being arrogant. I'm just going by what I've seen since the FA Cup final, and even before then. They're a team that are bereft of confidence. The fact of the matter is that they sacked a very good manager because at the end of the day, football's a results business, and what Watford can't afford is a conveyor belt of poor results. Now we need to carry that on.
Yeah.
Like Flores is going to change things, but he's only been there a week. You can change formations, you can change players, but you can't. It's all up there. It's mental for Watford. The fact of the matter is that they've had bad results. Everything they try to do the good things. They try to defend properly, but one mistake, or one bad decision where you're giving away a penalty, leads to a conveyor belt of poor decisions in a football match, and that enables them to lose their way.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things I agree with. What was I missed a comment there now.
Yeah.
What was this? So you would you go with that same? What would your sort of lineup be on?
Well, my lineup would be in Leno picks himself. I'm going to go right back. I'm going to go usual. Like I said, Maitland-Niles picks himself. Left back.
Say he picks himself. He picks himself because there's no one else there.
Left back. Bloody hell! Like I said, we're going to have to go Cola until Tierney gets back, but he'll do for now. And the centre half split themselves. I know Rob Holt is.
That seems to be a problem for me.
Obviously, it is a problem for you. But the fact of the matter is that they're the only fit centre halves we've got. It's obviously universally.
I would drop Socrates after last week.
Yeah, but universally, Mustafi can't get in that team.
No, but I'd bring Chambers in.
All right, probably bring Chambers in. I'm fine, but what's happening is that we're very short if we're not going to use Mustafi again. Like Unai Emery's told Mustafi that he's the service requirements, and the fans will destroy it. They've destroyed his confidence, and they've made it abundantly clear in the terraces and on social media that he's no longer welcome at the club. So you can't play a player in order to put him through that. So he's not going to get it.
Actually, Mustafi would be, for me, I don't get it because he played the World Cup. We played with Germany at right back. In fact, didn't he win the World Cup playing at right back with Germany?
Yeah, but he wasn't exactly the first choice, was he? He was playing
but he's played there, and you've got to say it. I've got to say this, but surely he's a better option than Maitland-Niles.
The fact matters, but the fact if you're not part of the manager's plans and the manager's indicated he doesn't need you, then playing him is a waste of time.
I agree,
and the fans are going to have a go.
Yeah, I know that's another thing. That shouldn't happen because when you're 90 minutes of a play, you do it after the game. But when the player's on the pitch, mate, it's not called for.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that he makes one mistake, one bad tackle, and then the abuse and the cackle start. You know what I mean?
I saw Granit Xhaka make that horrendous move. I didn't see anyone booing him for the rest of the
Well,
game.
I think you'll find that that'll be happening soon now, because universally you go on social
But
media.
he's done it more than once before.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit different, mate. He did it in the North London derby. He was universally criticised by people on the fan cams. He's criticised on social media, and he had criticism in the TV box, in the TV studios as well. So Granit Xhaka is a marked man with Arsenal fans. There's no doubt about that. Trust me, we've seen it before. When Aboué, there was a little bit of rumbles with it. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, we're doing it with Mustafi, and we're going to be doing it to Granit Xhaka as well.
That was
Football fan, you've got to realise, when you're a club that is starting success like Arsenal is, then what will happen is that you're going to go to two people, the manager and a particular player. It happens in football. Until we win regularly and start challenging for the league, and winning the league will challenge the European Cup, players are going to be scapegoats, because you're going to have to look at a player and he's going to be a poster boy of everything you think is wrong with Arsenal Football Club.
I mean, that was a criminal challenge. I mean, I still can't believe that challenge I see, and I think to me it was why. I'd have to ask you, if I saw him now, I'm going to ask him, why did you do that?
But he's done
why
it. He's done it. The simple reason is that he's tried to help in a perverse sort of way. He's made the challenge because he thinks he's going to get there. He knows what. I know. You and I know that you don't make challenges in a box, but in that sort of culture, in the North London derby, you're 1-0 down. You don't want to go 2-0 down because you don't want the game taken away from you. So you make a challenge and you think, God help me, I hope I get the ball. But what's happening is, if you don't get the ball, you know it's a penalty, but you take that risk, because at the end of the day, in that heat of the battle, you're not going to be thinking.
You got carded for that, didn't you?
Well, you didn't get carded for that, but the fact of the matter is that the punishment was a penalty and they scored. So that was ample punishment for that challenge.
I just thought it was. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, well, I don't want to keep on them, because then people are going to say I've got an agenda against him.
Well, it's not a case of an agenda. Your agenda is Arsenal Football Club. If people need to realise on this platform and on social media that the football club is a star, not the player.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have your favourite player, you can buy his shirts, but the fact of the matter is you support Arsenal Football Club. You do not support Xhaka FC, you don't support Ozil FC, you don't support Aubameyang FC or Lacazette FC. You support Arsenal. And Arsenal comes first. Arsenal Football Club will be there after these players are gone.
Did you see the article from Mertesacker on Ozil?
Yeah, but I think what's happening.
There is a lot of truth. I know I get a lot of stick for this. And, Afzal and Jack
Afzal's got his opinion.
Jack, Zach, they're both in the group with us, and they don't think he's got any ability, and I'm not having that. I'm not having it either. I'm not having that. He's got no ability. Of course, he's got ability, mate. I think, and I'll say it again. It's attitude. It's attitude. And
that as well.
But at the per Mertesacker, he is frustrated. Even Mertesacker's German teammate said he's very frustrated.
Yeah, but Mertesacker would have played for him in the national side. And remember, he divided the opinion in Germany. A lot of fans are going to say, "Whoa, he got German, like Player of the Year 4 times out of 5 years." But who's voting for that? Because as far as I'm concerned, there is like I said, if you go to Germany, you read the German press. There's a school of thought in Germany that used to say about Mesut Ozil, "What's the fuss about Mesut Ozil?" And that's a fact. The fact of the matter is that Germany have to.
What I'm trying to say, maybe I think, in my opinion, he's too laid back.
It's not a case of laid back. That's how he played. He was playing like that when he was at Werder Bremen.
But that's probably. But you can't tell me that he's not got the ability to pick out a pass that could win you a game.
Yeah, but that's not enough in this game. The fact of the matter is that you and I know.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. I agree with you on that. But what I'm trying to say, when people say he has no ability at all, then I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
But he does have ability. Let me tell you something on what my thoughts on Mesut Ozil is. He's got unique ability. He's better than De Bruyne. He's better than Eriksen. He's better than Silva and all those players, especially Natalie Gifted. But the thing with Mesut Ozil, the best of Mesut Ozil was at Werder Bremen, in Germany, and at Real Madrid. After he left Real Madrid, that is when you saw the decline of Mesut Ozil. Yes, he had a good first few months of 2013-14 season, and yes, for the most of the 2015-2016 season, it was fantastic. But apart from that, he flat deceived. His most consistent
I'll
football.
go along with that. That it was a spell until Cazorla got injured.
Yeah.
Cazorla, I should say.
Yeah.
I should say Cazorla.
Cazorla,
Cazorla got injured. There was a spell where Ozil, Cazorla were running things.
Look at Germany.
Absolutely.
Look at Germany. In Germany, he has Tony Kroos for him, so Ozil can play further forward. It's no accident that the link play with Ozil is Cazorla at club level and Tony Kroos at international level.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. So there he had it then, but I also think it's the play. If you've got the right players with him, I think you. Anyway, that's.
Yeah, but one more thing on this.
I know he won't dig in. There's one thing he won't do. He won't dig in. Like
you don't have to ask for digging, but the fact of the matter is that Mesut Ozil is that you've got to realise that when you join a club like Arsenal, that is not no longer challenging Liverpool, Man United, Man City for the big trophies, and Chelsea for the big trophies, then what will happen is that you're signed to be that leader. Now that may not be your makeup, and you may not, but the fact that you're the best, you're seen as the best player amongst players who've got half your ability, it's tough shit. Excuse my language, it's tough shit if you don't have the players around you. You still got to put in those performances, and you still have to stand out. And that's the thing, is forget about the money. It's the fact of the matter is that's the level. Unfortunately, the player's gone in decline because because at the end of the day, he's not playing statistical football. He played at Werder Bremen, Germany, and Real Madrid. Since then, he's been in decline. At the end of the day, players peak. You say players peak between 27 and 32. Most of them do. But when you start young, sometimes you peak years. Yeah. By the time you're 24, you're in the sort of autumn of your career. Some players like that, especially players as talented as Mesut Ozil, Wayne Rooney as well. I'd argue that from 24 onwards, he went into a bit of a steady decline because he started so young, and that's what happens. You burn these players out.
Especially in the Premier League.
Especially in the Premier League, but the Premier League doesn't suit Mesut.
But my argument is, and I agree with you 100% on that. But what my argument is with Mesut Ozil, to say he's got no ability, I'm sorry, I can't have that.
But come on, they know he's got ability. He wouldn't have got all those caps for Germany if he didn't have the ability. We wouldn't have spent 42.5 million on him. He wouldn't have gone around Germany and got the ability. Of course he's got the ability, but
ask Cristiano Ronaldo if he's got the ability.
Yeah, but even so. But if you've got to realise is that the expectations of a player of that reputation, of what he was doing previously at his previous clubs, is high. And that's the thing, whether you like it or not. It's not, you can't just say, right, he's had a great game, and then 1 game out of 6 and think, right, that's enough for me. It's not enough. No. Arsenal Football Club is in decline and struggling to get back in the top echelons of challenging for titles and challenging Europe. We need Mesut Ozil to be on his game on a consistent basis. Can't get away from that. Fans may not like that, but that's that. Welcome to Arsenal.
Do you know what? There's no reason this year that we can't get closer to the. I don't say we can get a little bit closer to the top 2, but there's no reason this year. We've got the players now, right? We have the players now. We've got players to come back as well. I don't know how long they'll take to settle in, but
just get results, get wins. The fact of the matter is that win the games you should be winning.
To be, a lot of people talk about Tierney. We don't know how he's going to adapt to the Premier League.
What? Well, we've invested a lot of money in him.
Well, we don't know.
Watched him.
We can't predict. Everyone is already saying, "Oh, when he comes in, it's going to make the big difference." But no one really knows.
Yeah, but what's so funny? They're taking their comments from Celtic fans.
Yeah,
a lot of people. There's a school of football in Scotland that say that Tierney's a more superior player.
Not everyone is like Van Dijk that can come out of Scotland.
Yeah, but Van Dijk is playing in a very good team.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not going to. And Robertson, he's proved to be a success.
Playing a good team.
There are players that come from Scotland and have not exactly hit the ground running, but we'll see. We'll see. And I actually believe he's I haven't really watched. See, how can I say? I don't watch Scottish football. So I don't really. I'm not going to sit here like a lot of these people. Watch a couple of games on YouTube and say, "Oh, he's brilliant."
No,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to wait for my judgment. I hope he does become. I hope he does.
I think the fact of the matter is you've got to look at it from this way. The fact of the matter is when you look at a lot of Scottish footballers who leave the Scottish Premiership playing English football, they go straight into the Championship. The fact that they'll go to like a lesser-known club. The fact that Arsenal have looked at Kieran Tierney and looked at his ability and think, right, it means they've seen something. They think that he can fit in the team. They think he can do win a Premiership. So there has to be something about Kieran for Arsenal to be a long-term target.
Every week he's playing against he's playing against opposition that is really about in Championship to League One standard. Apart from maybe Rangers might now but the rest of them.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that someone at Arsenal has looked at that and think, right, he can step that level. Yeah. So we've got to back the club.
I agree with him. I'm at the moment. I'm there and I'm standing there. I don't know. I'm not going to make anything, but I hope he does adapt to it, and I hope he becomes. That's not me being negative. I don't want people saying I'm being negative. I'm just being honest. I haven't seen him that much of him. I don't.
The question is
I don't watch Scottish football.
The question is to ask you though is what are you looking for in your left back? We are looking for a kind of a marauding left back who can, like I said, he's got the pace and also defend. Well, according to Arsenal, think that Kieran Tierney can do that. That's what they bought the guy, and then they think that he's going to fit into their style of play. So it's down to Unai Emery to get the best out of the lads.
Yeah, but you see the people's going about Charlie. You know, with Charlie Nicholas, right? When he came over, the Scottish League was much better, was much nearer to the English League than it is now. But I remember in them days, in fact, they were beating us, our teams in Europe as well.
Because they raised their game. They raised their game against the ex-English club. One thing I say about Charlie Nicholas is that we thought we were getting an out-and-out goal scorer because there's one season in 82-83 season where he got back nearly 60 goals or something. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he couldn't stop scoring. But what's happening is that English football as well. He wasn't the out-and-out striker. He never was at Celtic. He was always a sort of someone who could play just behind the front two, or behind a split striker. So playing him up front, ask him to play with his back to goal, and then ask him to do that. That wasn't Charlie's game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But still, loved by the Arsenal fans.
Should do. He loves the football club. Hey, you know one thing I've got to do before I go?
Yeah.
Did you read Ceballos? What he said about Lacazette. Ceballos.
Yeah.
Sorry, lads. Ceballos. What he said about comparing Lacazette, saying Lacazette is the main man at Arsenal, our best player, and saying that Aubameyang compares him to Ronaldo, yet he feels that Lacazette is our most important player. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, on Twitter or thing. I told you.
Yeah.
I told you about Lacazette being the more superior style. It's not just me saying it, it's his teammates saying it.
I'm still having doubts whether the three at the moment still can play all together like that. We'll see eventually. But as you say,
someone's asked a question, sorry about it. They want to know who do you think will win the league and where do you think Arsenal will finish?
I'm going for Liverpool this year because I think Man City will really go with this Champions League.
And where do you think Arsenal will finish?
I'm going to go fourth or third. I think there's no reason why with the players we've got this year to not finish there because of the two teams behind us at the moment, Chelsea and Man United. Chelsea have got a very young team, and I think they'll pay for that because I think a lot of games will come unstuck. And Manchester United, they're just complete, to me, looking complete chaos. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Oli Solskjaer out by Christmas.
Right, so for me, I think Liverpool win the league. They're the best team in the country at the moment. I know people talk Man City's football, but I think Liverpool got all the ingredients to win the league. In terms of Arsenal, it's all about getting results. It's that Christmas period and afterwards. So that's what killed us last year. People talk about the last result.
And also, we've got to be careful with this Europa League.
Yeah.
Just play the young players in the first round. Why do we need to play all the top players in the first against teams that we...
Unai Emery thinks he needs a trophy. He doesn't realise that he actually needs...
You don't need them in the early stages.
Yeah.
These teams...
All right, definitely. But Unai Emery kind of miscalculated. Unai Emery wanted to overplay some of his players and overdid it in the training, and we got tired to a certain extent. But in terms of Arsenal this season, if you can negotiate a Christmas period and January to March, we'll see. Because that's where we floundered last season.
Okay, Kenny.
Look after yourself.
Probably see you Sunday, hopefully.
Well, I've got a ticket, so you, mate. So
I know, but the trouble is, I don't know what. Anyway, hopefully I'll get there.
The
Sunday.
trouble with Claude, right? You're a very accommodating person. You say yes to everyone. And I just hope that whoever, you got to remember, this guy will do anything for you. Treat him right. See you later.
Take care, mate. Take care. Nice
See you later, Paul.
There's water here.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks a
By
lot.
the way,
See you later, Kenny.
that geezer done a comment there last week.
Yeah.
He apologised. He said he was only joking.
Oh,
What was it he said?
I was just sorry about how we all called me a name, didn't
Yeah, he apologised, didn't he, Claude? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get then, Johan. Don't want to meet
Have a
Kenny.
nice
then.
weekend.
he?
Cheers, mate. There we go. Kenny's left the building, and how are Edita? I'm okay. Adicha, is it Adicha? Hope I pronounced that well. Is Leicester a top 4 contender? I'll probably let you know more after tomorrow when they play Manchester United. Probably top 6 though. Predict Arsenal winning Europa League, possible, very possible. Large chance the loon is Emery. I agree, completely agree. And one or two more, and then we'll wrap this up. I do respect Liverpool. I think they play great football. West Ham, I think will be 8th or 9th, I would say. Well, maybe an Arsenal fan, as I said, born in Holloway, off Holloway Road, so that makes me an Arsenal fan, I think. And it's great to be back in this area again. Lovely place, lovely area, lovely people. I feel like I'm at home again. No trouble here, even nice, relaxed atmosphere. Looking well, thank you very much, Reese. Right, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend, and probably be back during the weekend. And I'll definitely have my after-match thoughts as well on Sunday night. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy what little sun we've got left, and take care.